All right, hey, Shalom. First and foremost, giving our praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah HaKodash. Double honors due to the apostles, the bishops, and the elders of Great Millstone. And peace, blessings, and safety to the Lord's elect out there, man. This is the brother Yeshaya. And, yeah, this in transit is inspired, first and foremost, from the Rakah HaKodash. And just in case, Yahweh is the only true, powerful, and holy name of who people ignorantly refer to as God. All right, and Yahweh Shai in likewise manner, the only true, powerful, and holy name of his only begotten Son, who people in their blatant ignorance are referred to as Jesus or the Christ, which Christ is just a term which means anointed, and to say that in the Hebrew is Hamashiach. All right, so yeah, so this video is gonna be, basically the elder Zahab out there in Mississippi. Shalom, elder. If you're gonna watch this video, but yeah, man. The spirit has been heavy on them brothers, man. We need videos. We need character building videos. Okay, we need videos that's gonna keep us keep us on point. Of course, brothers are watching the news and prophecy, okay, the wars and rumors of wars, all right, but we definitely don't need to lose focus on the character building and the refining process that Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai has currently got us through, and is gonna be putting us through up until we get to the kingdom, until that perfection is gonna be pushed through the door, so to say, by the twinkling of an eye, okay, and the fulfillment of the second covenant, which includes the consummation in the secret chambers, okay, which is going to be the chariots. All right, hide yourself if you be for a little. All right, so just to go into the subject, man, not being on autopilot in the truth, and I believe through the spirit that the brothers in Des Moines, Iowa, as well, okay, GMS Des Moines, the elder Matatia up there, the brothers Yeshaya and Yakar, Shalom brothers, they've been going really hard through the spirit on character building videos, man. Okay, not losing focus or not losing track of the work that Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai is doing in each and every one of us, man, which is to our refinement, which is to our betterment. Okay, man, at the same time is giving glory to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai by showing his marvelous works that he can, like the elders in Dallas was going into the other night. It was a re-upload, but I believe it was the other night. I didn't see it on Elder Wamba's page, but on the backup page, Remnant Save 144 Ba, I think Elder Ariala runs that page. Basically, he was talking about those rough stones. Okay, the Lord likens us into rough stones, man, and there was a reason why, in the scripture he said he didn't want any polished stones. He wanted the rough stones so that he can show his power through, the building up of certain men that, are so-called rough around the edges, man. And when you look at the apostles, all right, the disciples of the apostles, that which later turned to the apostles, they were rough men, okay? They were, fishermen, okay? And that's a rough job to be a fisherman, man, especially in that day, all right, in that time. You ever heard of the saying, cursing like a sailor? Hey, that comes from, being on them waters, man, okay, in constant peril. You had to have another level of, so to say, grit about you to be a fisherman. But anyway, not to go too far off subject, man, just to pinpoint, the brother was saying to check your engine. Okay, we all need to check our engine, because we can be in certain times where, you put your video up for the day, or you did at bare minimum, say your 3 videos a day. A week, Salaki. You did your bare minimum 3 videos a week. You're going to camp, all right? But then in your off time, you being, a nigga, man, all right? You indulging in things too much. Okay, as soon as the cameras come off, you wet a hose nigga, wet a hose type nigga, all right? And man, that's not right, man. Okay, we are not to, we are supposed to be living this thing, this truth It's a lifestyle, man. We're supposed to be living this 24/7. Okay? Shit, 24/8. 25/8. All right? We're supposed to be living this in every facet of our life, man, because this is life. This is a way of life. This is not something like a cape or a costume you put on and then you know you good when the costume is off. You know, you're a totally different person, man. The Lord sees it. Okay, you don't think the Lord is seeing, you know, ways that you have, and I'm talking first and foremost to myself, man. I'm looking at myself through the scope. Okay, looking at that man in the mirror, man. I'm the man in the mirror. Like, for real, you know. And it's a hard thing, but I love that process, man, because you really get to talk shit to yourself. Like, man, you been a bitch ass thing, man. You ain't what the fuck is you doing? All right, and only you can talk to yourself like that, because that's ultimately the spirit that's in you. But going back to the subject, we need to do regular maintenance on our spirit. Okay, whether that's fasting, which is the ultimate reboost in the spirit. Okay, praying more, reading more, indulging more into the spirit and poverty. How about Shem Yahushua? Okay, when brothers say check your temp, I think the elder Ramlab, the elder apostle Ramlab did a video not too long ago telling brothers to check their temperature, man. I think he did that about 3 or 4 years ago. I might have to go back and watch it or repost it. But, man, we need to check our temperature, and it can go under the radar, and that's how scary it is, man. You could be a brother that's just coasting along in this thing for the moment, okay? You're not outside of the camp. You know, you're doing, like I said, even if it's, you know, I mean, a video a day. You could even be doing 1 video a day, okay? Any brother, you know, can turn on the camera, get 3 or 4 precepts, and bam, you got. And especially if you're a long-winded brother, you can make a 10-minute, 15-minute video just out the blue. But are you doing that just to say you did it, or you doing it in sincerity? All right, to Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. And that's what we got to really ask ourselves, man, and really examine ourselves, man. Okay, because, man, it's a lot of things that are come up in our so-called lives, man, because we have a lot to juggle. You know, we have to juggle, I mean, if brothers have families, jobs, you know, providing for our sustenance, all right, you know, and at the same time, putting this at the forefront of our lives, man, because this is the only thing that really matters. But sometimes you can lose your way, or you can lose track, or traction. You can lose traction, and that it goes into that vehicle, man. Okay, we gotta continue to maintenance our vehicles, man. Are you riding on ball tires? Are you riding on a ball tire, man? Is your check engine light on? Okay, which meaning you're going through the motions. Your car's still running. All right, your car's still getting you from point A to point B, but it's suffering. Okay, it's not operating on that optimal level. Okay, that Yahweh Bashem Yahushua wants you to be on, man. Okay, fully engulfed in this thing, fully on fire, man. All right, and that's sacrifice. Jesus say we are to give our body as a living sacrifice, man. All right, and are you really sacrificing it, or are you just going through the motions, like brothers say? All right, some brothers will go through the motions. All right, I did my video. Now where the hose? Or let me do this. Or, you know, and as soon as that video goes up, or as soon as the camera off, you're not doing things that's conducive, and that's a slippery slope, because there are things that are lawful to us, but it's not expedient, and you really have to pray to the Lord and find out what things are lawful that are expedient to you, man. All right, just because you're not breaking, you know, a law or a commandment doesn't mean that it's good for you. Okay, like drinking. Okay, even though you can have sip to time, some brothers just don't need to drink. I'm a brother that I need to take certain breaks, certain sabbaticals from drinking, man. Okay, and I do that every so often. You know, I'm currently in one right now. Okay, but that's knowing your flaws and knowing yourself and looking at that man in the mirror. I can't drink every day like I used to. Hell, I gotta take breaks, man. I take 2-month breaks here and there, 30-day breaks here and there. Hell, I might even stop drinking in the near future. I don't know. It's whatever Yahweh Bashem Yahushua has set up for me. But it goes into that self-examination, and it's not an easy thing, man. Just like when you're working out. Okay, you work out. You in a good you in a good space where you've been consistent, you've been working out, doing your thing, okay? You're on point, right? But then you get slack, okay? You get slack, and then you stop working out for a minute. All right, a couple weeks go by and a month go by, and before you know it, you go back to eating that same crap you've been eating. You've been off your diet, and before you know it, you lost all of your gains, man. You've lost all of the gains that you work so hard for, and then that makes it so much harder to bounce back when you could be in a steady not rotation, but a steady program, so to say. And and with that, within it, you have to not only coast, but find ways to break out of what you call a plateau, okay? Because plateaus come through the spirit, just like you're working out. Plateaus come through the spirit, and we have to continue to refresh ourselves, man, refresh our spirits, okay? Whether it's maybe it won't be as extreme as fasting, because a lot of brothers, they can't fast and they won't. I can't do it and I won't do it. They won't do it, but it's all about your certain and your personal relationship with Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shah. But anyway, not to go on a fasting tangent, but that's one of the most important things that really works. But say a brother doesn't fast like that, as per their own relationship with Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shah, hey, that's up to that brother. But there's other ways that you can purge yourself and get rid of things out of your system. Okay, say if you're a brother that eats junk food a lot, I'm gonna take a little 30-day, even a week. Start at a week. I'm gonna take a little break from this, a break from that. But it's ultimately that physical abstaining of certain things, especially with food and water. Okay, a dry fast is very conducive to your overall spirit, man. These people bugged out, dog. Look at this. This woman is crazy. Wow. I seen a witch just dancing in the motherfucking woods, man. Doing all type of shit. But yeah, man. Hey, we are to keep our spiritual vehicle, okay, fine tuned, man. Okay, and sometimes it costs cutting certain things out. All right, but yeah. Want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh B'Shem, Yahweh Shai, B'Shem, Rakah, Kodash. Double honors to the apostles, bishops, and elders of Great Millstone, and peace, blessings, and safety to the Lord's elect. Hopefully that was edifying. Until next time, salam.